Imagine a world where reading isn't a chore, but a cherished part of your daily life. What if you could effortlessly transform yourself into a lifelong reader, someone who consistently enjoys the enriching experience of books? This isn't about forcing yourself through stacks of books or making a huge, unsustainable effort. It's not about drastic changes that quickly fade away. Instead, what if it was about making a change so small, so seemingly insignificant, that it integrates seamlessly into your routine? That's the core idea, the revolutionary concept behind Atomic Habits. It's a philosophy that unlocks the power of gradual improvement. It's not about grand declarations to read a book a week or finding hours in your already packed schedule. It's not about unrealistic goals that set you up for failure. It's about the power of tiny, incremental improvements. Those small, almost imperceptible steps that over time lead to remarkable transformations. It's about getting just 1% better each day, a concept that seems simple but holds immense potential. Real lasting change doesn't come from overnight revolutions. It comes from the compound effect of small decisions, the accumulation of consistent effort. These are atomic habits, the fundamental building blocks of a better you. Lay one brick each day, focus on that single, manageable task. And soon, before you know it, you've built something strong, something substantial, something that will endure. We'll explore how to make reading not just a task, but an effortless part of your identity, woven into the fabric of your daily life. We'll do this using the 4 laws of behavior change, a powerful framework for habit formation. First, make it obvious. Create cues that trigger your reading habit. Then, make it attractive. Associate reading with something you enjoy. Make it easy. Reduce the friction and obstacles that prevent you from starting. And finally, make it satisfying. Reward yourself for completing your reading sessions. The ultimate goal isn't to simply read more books, to accumulate a large number of titles on your shelf. The true aim is to become the type of person who reads, someone who identifies as a reader and embodies the habits and mindset of a lifelong learner, someone who reads consistently and, most importantly, joyfully, finding pleasure and fulfillment in the act of reading itself. By the end of this journey, you'll have a clear, actionable framework, a step-by-step guide. A framework for building a reading habit that lasts a lifetime, a habit that enriches your life and expands your horizons for years to come. We've all set ambitious reading goals, 50 books a year, a book a week, only to fall short when life gets busy. The problem? Goals focus on outcomes, not the daily habits that get you there. Systems, not goals, drive real progress. A system is the collection of small habits you follow each day. For reading, that system could be as simple as read 1 page before bed. This shifts your focus from a daunting target to a manageable action you can take today. When you celebrate small wins, you build momentum and reinforce your identity as a reader. Success isn't about hitting a finish line, it's about perfecting the art of starting. That's the crucial mental shift to transform your reading routine for good. When we talk about building new habits or breaking old ones, it's crucial to understand the fundamental laws that govern behavior change. These laws aren't just abstract concepts, they're practical guidelines that can dramatically influence our success. The first law of behavior change is all about making the cues for your habits obvious. This might seem simple, but its impact is profound. Our brains are wired to respond to visual triggers, and by strategically placing cues in our environment, we can significantly increase the likelihood of performing the desired behavior. For example, if you want to read more, you're far more likely to pick up a book if it's visible, perhaps placed invitingly on your pillow, signaling a relaxing bedtime routine, or conveniently located next to your coffee, prompting you to read a few pages during your morning ritual, or simply resting on the couch, beckoning you to unwind with a good story. The key is to intentionally design your environment so the cue to read is front and center, a constant reminder of your goal, and not hidden away in a drawer or buried beneath clutter. After all, don't rely solely on willpower. It's a finite resource that can easily be depleted. Instead, let your surroundings gently nudge you in the right direction, making the desired behavior the easy and obvious choice. Another powerful technique is to try habit stacking, which involves linking reading to an existing habit that you already perform consistently. For instance, after you brush your teeth each night, commit to reading just one page. I heard about a friend of mine who wanted to read more and consciously unplugged his TV and then placed a captivating book right on the stand where the TV used to be. And suddenly, reading became the default activity in the evenings. Ultimately, the key is to make reading the path of least resistance, the option that requires the least amount of effort and thought. By strategically integrating books into your daily routines and living spaces, you're setting yourself up for success. Because the more obvious the cue, the more visible the trigger, the more automatic the habit will become over time. So, make your environment work for you, supporting your goals and reinforcing positive behaviors, and not against you, creating unnecessary obstacles and hindering your progress. We're motivated by rewards. The more attractive a habit, the more likely we are to do it. Pair reading with something you love, your favorite coffee, a cozy blanket, or relaxing music. This is temptation bundling link reading with a pleasure you already enjoy. Join a book club or reading community. When others are excited about books, you'll want to join in. Make reading feel like a treat, not a chore. Reframe your mindset. I get to read tonight, not I have to. Focus on the benefits. Relaxation, learning, escape. Highlight the joy of reading and you'll look forward to it. Make reading a gift you give yourself. The third law in building better habits is elegantly simple. Make it easy. It's about lowering the barrier to entry, streamlining the process, and designing your environment to encourage the desired behavior. We often overestimate what we can achieve in a single burst of motivation, but underestimate the power of consistent, small actions. We stick to habits that require the least effort. Our brains are wired to conserve energy, seeking the path of least resistance. This isn't laziness, it's efficiency. So how do we leverage this natural tendency to our advantage when it comes to reading? Use the 2-minute rule. Start with read one page. Scale down your habit into a version that takes no more than 2 minutes to do. The idea is to make it so easy that you can't say no. It's a gateway habit, a stepping stone to something bigger. Anyone can do that. It removes the intimidation factor and makes reading accessible to everyone, regardless of their schedule or perceived ability. The goal isn't to finish a book in one sitting, it's to master the art of showing up. The focus is on building the identity of a reader, not achieving some arbitrary reading goal. Reduce friction. Keep books visible and within reach. On your nightstand, in your bag, on the coffee table. Make it as convenient as possible to pick up a book and start reading. The more accessible your books are, the more likely you are to engage with them. Choose books you're excited about, not ones you should read. Reading shouldn't feel like a chore. Select books that genuinely pique your interest and spark your curiosity. Don't start with dense tomes. Pick something engaging and fun. Ease yourself into the habit with lighter, more enjoyable reads. This will help you build momentum and associate reading with positive feelings. Make reading easier than scrolling your phone or turning on the TV. Identify the obstacles that prevent you from reading and actively remove them. The easier it is to start, the more likely you'll stick with it. Lowering the activation energy for reading is key to building a sustainable habit. Once the habit is set, you can branch out to more challenging reads. You'll find that your reading stamina and comprehension improve over time, allowing you to tackle more complex material. Consistency beats intensity every time. Small, consistent efforts compound over time, leading to significant results. Embrace the power of making it easy and watch your reading habit flourish. The final law, make it satisfying. We repeat habits that feel rewarding. Use a habit tracker. Mark an X on your calendar each day you read, even if it's just a page. Watching the chain grow is motivating. You won't want to break it. Give yourself a small reward after reading, a treat, an episode of your favorite show, or a few minutes on your phone. Immediate rewards help bridge the gap until the intrinsic rewards of reading kick in. Celebrate your effort, even with a simple well done. Each small win reinforces your identity as a reader. The feeling of progress is deeply satisfying. Make your success visible and tangible. The more satisfying the habit, the more likely it will stick. Habit stacking is one of the most powerful ways to make reading automatic. Anchor your reading to an existing habit. Pouring coffee, finishing lunch, or getting into bed. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I'll read 1 page. You're not relying on motivation, but on routine. Create multiple habit stacks throughout your day. After lunch, before bed, during your commute. It's not about finding an hour, it's about weaving reading into your daily rhythm. Start small, 1 page, 5 minutes, a single chapter. Once the ritual is set, you can expand it naturally. The key is to show up after your chosen cue, no matter how brief. Automated rituals remove decision fatigue and make consistency effortless. Progress isn't always visible at first. You might read daily for weeks and not feel different. This is the plateau of latent potential. The work is happening beneath the surface. Like an ice cube melting, change is gradual until it suddenly becomes obvious. Don't mistake slow progress for failure. Every page you read is building your identity and compounding your growth. Focus on your system, not just the goal of finishing books. Trust the process. Results will come if you persist. The most powerful outcomes are delayed, but they're worth the wait. Stick with your habit through the plateau. Consistency is the bridge to breakthrough. The real goal isn't just to read more, it's to become a reader. Every time you pick up a book, you cast a vote for your new identity. Small, consistent actions are the building blocks of who you are. When your habits align with your identity, reading becomes effortless. Start small. Read a paragraph while your tea steeps or a page before bed. Each action reinforces your belief, I am a reader. Don't wait for the perfect moment. The best time to start is now. Share your commitment with someone or write it down. The journey of 1,000 books begins with a single page. What will your first step be?